Alright, so last time we convened, I had just finished building the enclosure for this guy, and I had finished the vacuum system up there. The vacuum system that I had in here previously sucked. No pun intended. It was not very good. I've installed a new one. This one is a lot better. This is a 5 horsepower unit. The one I had in here previously was a 1.75. It was not enough. This one is a lot better. I didn't have to get cute with the hoses. I was able to just hook this 2.5-inch hose directly up to the filter setup, and then still using the same silver hose that we got going on. This thing is so powerful that it actually crushed this bucket. I just noticed this now, actually. So I'm going to have to replace that with another one. I think it probably happened when I had this thing on full blast. And then I think I put my hand over this to kind of add some back pressure to clear some stuff out of here, which I didn't need to do because I ended up just crushing the bucket. But it's cool because with the other one, I had to run it at full blast just to get what this thing can do. So like this thing at 25% is the other one at full blast. So I did what all self-respecting guys do. I went and got something a lot more powerful, probably more powerful than I actually needed. But it's cool because now I can take the dial and then set that to about, this is probably about 70% of the horsepower, and I can actually drop it even down lower when I run it, and it allows it to go quieter too. The other one had like this high pitch. It sounded like those little pumps you use to blow up air mattresses, where this one just sounds like a vacuum. And then when the plexiglass is installed, it's actually pretty quiet. So I've been building some things for the workshop. This is actually my most recent little accomplishment. These guys will eventually go to glue together to make little, it's hard to do this one-handed, but to make like little racks. This is going to actually be to hold the sweep attachment that I have here. This goes and attaches down there, and it creates a fascia or a shroud for when I'm doing my milling. I also created this. Doesn't really look like much, but it's a supplemental wasteboard. Basically elevates the work off of the stock wasteboard that this came with, and it gives me a machine leveled surface. As you can see, there are some nicks in the surface of it from where I didn't quite get my measurements perfect. I'm using a $6 caliper, and I think it tells a different measurement every single time I use it. So when I went to put down how thick the plexiglass was that I was working with, it was a little bit off, so I kind of marred it up. But that's the point of having a supplemental wasteboard. Now I just take a surfacing bit and then go back over it again. I'll machine it back out. There was a lot of tuning that went into this. I had to use aluminum foil to create like a very thin shim to bring the bottom of this out a bit so that this was perfectly up and down, or as close to it as I can get, so that there's no low spots. Also needed to tune up the various points for my Y and X axis. But it's been working good. Another thing that I built was a slider system. So for my display cabinet, I have plexiglass doors, and I created this channel with little set spots for the screws so they can drop down and clear the channel. Worked out pretty good, but the plexiglass is so thin that it's kind of wonky. But that's about it. I have been kind of lazy with regard to this. A lot of my time has been spent learning how to use this thing because it's pretty out of the box, user friendly. You can learn it pretty quickly, but learning all like the jargon and all the little nuances and where there's issues. For example, on my x-axis or my z-axis, let me see if we can get back here. So this little guy, the Allen bolt that holds that in was loose, and it ended up causing some slippage in here, which was screwing up my work, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I went in here and took the whole belt system apart for this and figured out that that was loose, got it squared away. But it's pretty pretty easy machine to understand and interpret, and the fact that you have to put it together when it arrives makes it a lot easier to do the maintenance because you know how everything works. So let's see here, what else? Yeah, been enjoying the outdoors. Summer is here. The weather's a little bit warmer. It's not raining, so I've been doing a lot more surfing and mountain biking and all sorts of stuff. But next is to get this soup sandwich squared away. My God. So this is like the leftovers of all the projects that I've been doing. And I haven't cleaned it up because I thought that if I left it messy, it would annoy me enough to clean it. Yeah, man, this is my regular workspace covered with stuff. I was gonna like organize it and push stuff over to the sides, but then I figured that would probably just make me work with it as is instead of clearing it off. I don't want any of this stuff on here. But the next most important thing I gotta make is a kill switch for this. So my CNC main power is back here. This is the switch that turns on the machine itself, and then this cable right here is the one that comes from the router. And then these are lights, USB cord, and power for the vacuum. But if something goes haywire, a bit gets stuck, shoots something off, I injure myself, whatever, I need to be able to shut this thing off ASAP. And most of you guys who are in the business and who have professional workshop spaces have, I don't remember what the nomenclature for the part is, but basically it's a panel that has an on switch that activates the power to what you're doing and has like an emergency stop switch as well, and then a regular stop switch. So basically it kills all the power to this, which is cool because if you wanted to, you could leave this switch on for the router and then you can turn it on and off from here. That's not something that I'm going to do. I want it as an emergency thing so I can just kill power to everything right here, right now. You can pause the machine, but it takes its sweet time. You press pause and then it goes and comes up on its own. But again, I've been using like double stick tape to hold my work down, and one of the projects I didn't put enough down and it grabbed the piece that I was working on. I don't have it here, but basically it was one of these and it just grabbed it and pulled it right up into the machine. And that was one of those times where I was like, crap, I need something to be able to shut this off. I had to open this up, reach in here, and then turn this off to get the machine to stop. And that's not safe, not for something that spins up to 30,000 RPM. I need something that I can shut it off ASAP. And that's something that I intended on making from the beginning, but I started getting carried away with using the machine. And you know how that goes. You keep pushing safety to the back, and then something happens, and you're like, oh man, wish I had the emergency stop switch. So that is it in a nutshell. I know you guys want me to progress a little quicker with this and get onto some builds because this is supposed to be a model building channel, not a CNC channel, but it's summer and I have not been as motivated. Anyways, that is your guys' quick update for today. I will probably see you guys again in a couple weeks here with more progress than this, that's for sure. Take care, and I'll chat with you guys later.